I'm Tommie Lee, and this is the Scam of the Week. Rick Walz, the president and CEO of Your Better Business Bureau for Northern Indiana, is joining us. Rick, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, Tommie. How about you?
I'm very good, thank you. Let's get right into it. There's a very good chance that many of us are paying for subscriptions that we've completely forgotten about and that we're not even using anymore. Can you tell us a little bit more about this?
Yeah, sure, Tommie. And then let me start off by asking, if I were to ask you how many subscriptions your household has, or how much you're spending monthly on subscriptions, could you tell me?
Absolutely not.
And that's kind of the response that most people get. And that's why there's this big trap. So just to give you an idea how big of an issue this is, we just recently conducted a very informal survey with some of our staff members and board members. And in kind of a summary, the statistics are roughly 90% didn't know how many subscriptions they were committed to. Only about 50% had a rough idea of how much they were spending monthly. Some had absolutely no idea. And by far the most widely used service, and the ones for which the largest dollar amounts were being spent, was streaming services. Now, we also asked our participants if taking this survey would prompt them to dig into how many services they were actually using and how much money they were spending, and if they would take steps to cut back. And it was overwhelmingly positive. They all said this would be a top priority for them, that as a result of doing this survey, they were going to dig into it when they got home. So again, whether it's a streaming service, a premium Zoom plan, a meal delivery subscription, or phone apps that you just don't use anymore, these small monthly charges can quickly add up. And, during the pandemic, we relied on a lot of these services and signed up for multiple subscriptions without giving much thought. Well, now that life is back to some semblance of normalcy, it's really critical to review what we're paying for, cut out some of these unnecessary costs. To just give you an idea, Forbes recently reported that U.S. subscribers on average pay $924 per year for streaming services alone.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it really is. And on the average, people have 4.5 streaming video subscriptions, and 25% of these people pay over $100 per month in subscriptions.
Wow. So does that include the subscriptions that we have for apps on our phones, or no?
No, it doesn't. And it's estimated that smartphone mobile network subscriptions worldwide rose from 3.7 billion in 2016 to 6.8 billion in 2023. So it's almost double. Plus, there are millions of apps available for download. Apple, for example, reports nearly 2 million, and Google Play Store has over 2.8 million.
Now, with so many different subscriptions available, there's got to be a scam in there somewhere. So can you explain what the subscription renewal scams are and how they work?
Yeah, sure thing, Tommie. Subscription renewal scams are when scammers trick you into renewing subscriptions that you may not want or need anymore. So they often involve hidden fees and auto renewal subscriptions. Now, these can be hard to spot and even harder to cancel, leading to unexpected charges. So scammers might also send fake renewal notices asking you to update your payment information in order to steal your credit card information. And bundling services is another trick where you end up with multiple services you didn't realize you signed up for, which can lead to surprise charges. And another big problem is misleading free trial offers. They're just a big one. So you sign up thinking it's free, but then you end up getting charged once that trial period ends.
And a lot of times the terms are hidden for that, or people just didn't notice them. It's very frustrating. How can our listeners protect themselves?
Yeah, Tommie, it's kind of that same old thing we talk about most every week. And the first thing is to do your research before signing up. So, if you get the request, look up that company. Start with bbb.org. Check out, do they have a BBB profile? What's their rating? How long have they been in business? What's their history of handling customer complaints? What do the reviews look like? Don't limit your search to bbb.org. Look at other sites too. Google the name of the company along with the word scam or complaint. See what turns up, what kind of red flags are out there. Make sure you understand the terms and conditions, especially how to cancel and when auto renewals happen. Set up calendar alerts. Use your phone to set up reminders before the trial period ends when the renewal date is approaching. And a simple alert can save you from these unwanted charges. Now, if you don't plan to keep the service, turn off that auto renew feature so you won't get charged unexpectedly. And another good recommendation is to use subscription management apps like Mint, NerdWallet, or Rocket Money to help you keep track of all those subscriptions and alert you to any unwanted charges. Be sure to choose a trustworthy subscription management app by going to bbb.org to see their ratings and reviews, and regularly check your credit card statements. That's something most people forget to do. Check that credit card statement and spot any small or unauthorized charges that you don't recognize. Then check them out.
You'll also find your forgotten subscriptions there, and it could be quite eye-opening for you. That's great advice, Rick. What should somebody do, however, if they realize that they have been scammed?
Well, first contact the subscription service to cancel and ask for that refund. And of course, notify your bank or credit card company about any unauthorized charges. Make any payments you can using your credit card, because that gives you at least some option for recourse in the event of unwanted charges. Change passwords for any accounts linked to the compromised payment method to keep your information secure. And of course, report the scam. If you've been scammed, report it to BBB Scam Tracker at bbb.org/scam tracker, whether you've lost money or not, because your story can help other folks avoid that same scam. And if you have lost money, make sure you're also reporting it to the Federal Trade Commission at reportfraud.ftc.gov. And of course, monitor your accounts regularly for further unauthorized transactions, and set up alerts for any new charges that appear on your credit card statement so that you can catch those things quickly.
We appreciate the tips as always, Rick. Do you have any final advice before we let you go today?
Yeah, one thing, Tommie, is, consolidate your subscriptions. When we did our little poll here internally, we found out that some of us had duplicate subscriptions, husband and wife, or other folks living in the same household, paying for the same service. So, consolidate them where you can. And of course, regularly review all your active subscriptions to ensure you still want and need them. And of course, be cautious of deals that seem too good to be true, because they probably are, and they're designed to get your payment information.
All right, there you go. Thanks as always for the great info, Rick. And that's all the time we have for today. Make sure you stay vigilant, everybody. Save yourself from those sneaky subscription scams. And, make sure you report if you do discover something that's a bit underhanded, to say the least. Rick Walz with the Better Business Bureau. We always appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. And we'll talk again next week.
Look forward to it, Tommie.